My name is Alina. I am 19 years old, and this is the story of how I discovered the hidden truth of my hostel nights. When I first came here, I was so excited. My parents sent me to the city because they wanted me to study in a good college. Our village was too small, and there were no proper schools. My father hugged me and said, "Alina, work hard and make us proud." My mother kissed my forehead, her eyes full of tears, as if she was giving me all her love in one last moment. I was young, hopeful, and innocent. The hostel looked like a safe place from the outside. A tall gate, guards standing outside, and a strict warden who checked every girl's bag when entering. I thought to myself, "This is good. At least I am safe here." At first, life was normal. I made new friends. We studied together, laughed together, and even shared our food late at night. I thought hostel life was going to be full of fun and freedom. No parents to scold us, no relatives to judge us. Just girls enjoying their new independence. But slowly, I began to notice something strange. The hostel had two faces. During the day, it looked like a place of discipline. Girls went to class, came back, and studied. But at night, everything changed. I still remember my first night. I was trying to sleep when I heard soft whispers in the corridor. At first, I thought it was just gossip, but the whispers slowly turned into muffled cries. My heart started to beat faster. I covered my ears with the blanket, but those sounds didn't stop. I wanted to ask my roommates, but they were fast asleep. Or maybe they were pretending to sleep. The next morning, I asked my roommate, Sana, "Did you hear anything last night?" She looked at me for a moment, then smiled strangely and said, "Alina, you are new here. Don't ask too many questions. Just mind your own business." Her words shocked me. Why would she say that? What was there to hide? As the days passed, the strange incidents grew. I noticed some girls sneaking out after midnight. They would leave wearing normal clothes, but return in the early morning with tired faces, messy hair, and sometimes tears in their eyes. When I tried to ask them, they either ignored me or said, "You will understand soon." One night, I pretended to sleep, but kept my eyes half open. At midnight, Sana quietly got out of bed. She changed her clothes, wore perfume, and tiptoed outside. My heart wanted to follow her, but my legs were frozen in fear. The next morning, I asked her again, "Where do you go at night?" She smiled and said, "Alina, you are too innocent. Just enjoy your studies. Don't get involved." Her answer made me even more restless. Why was everyone hiding the truth? A week later, I heard a loud scream from the room next to mine. I jumped up and ran to the door, but before I could open it, the warden appeared in the corridor. She banged on their door and shouted, "Keep quiet or I'll throw you all out." Then she looked at me and yelled, "Go back to your bed, Alina." I froze. My body was shaking. I went back inside but couldn't sleep the whole night. Instead of helping the girl who screamed, the warden was covering something. But what? The next day, my fear grew stronger. At lunch, one of the senior girls came close to me. She smiled in a strange way and whispered, "You are new here, Alina. You are innocent and fresh. Be careful. Innocence doesn't last long in this hostel." Then she walked away, leaving me speechless. From that day on, I felt like a prisoner. The hostel that once looked like a home now felt like a trap. One evening, while studying in the hall, I overheard two seniors talking. One of them said, "The gate will open late tonight. Don't forget the deal." My ears caught every word. My hands started to shake. What gate? What deal? That night, I stayed awake again. Around midnight, I heard footsteps in the corridor, the sound of keys. The gate creaked open. A group of girls walked out quietly. My roommate Sana was one of them. I wanted to scream, to stop her, but my lips were locked. Instead, I sat in the dark, listening to every sound. Hours later, they returned. Their clothes were wrinkled, their faces looked empty, and one girl was even crying silently. I couldn't take it anymore. The next day, I begged Sana, "Please tell me the truth. What is happening here?" She looked into my eyes, and for the first time, her smile disappeared. In a broken voice, she whispered, "Alina, once you know the truth, your life will never be the same again. This hostel has two worlds, the world you see in the daytime and the world you hear at night. Some girls are forced, some girls are trapped, and some girls are willing." Her words cut my heart into pieces. I wanted to ask more, but tears filled her eyes. She simply turned her face away. That night, I couldn't sleep at all. I kept thinking about her words. Forced? Trapped? Willing? What did she mean? Why was no one stopping this? Why was the warden silent? I realized then that the hidden nights of the hostel were real, and soon they would come knocking on my own door. After that night, I could no longer live with peace. Every evening, my heart filled with fear as the sun went down. My mind was heavy with Sana's words. Some girls are forced, some are trapped, and some are willing. But what did it really mean? I was about to find out. A week later, the warden announced that the hostel's electricity would go off at 11 p.m. because of repairs. That night, the building went dark earlier than usual. My roommates lay down on their beds, pretending to sleep. I could hear whispers. My chest tightened with worry. Suddenly, there was a knock on our door. Sana stood up quickly, as if she was expecting it. She opened the door slightly, and I saw a senior girl standing outside. The senior's face was calm, but her eyes were sharp. She whispered something to Sana, then looked at me. "New girl," she said softly, "it's your turn to join us tonight." My heart sank. My body turned cold. I don't understand," I stammered. She smiled in a way that sent chills down my spine. "Don't worry, you'll understand soon." Sana grabbed my hand. "Alina, just come with us. Don't fight it. It's easier this way." I pulled my hand back. "No, I don't want to go anywhere." The senior's smile vanished. Her voice turned sharp. "Listen, girl, everyone here has to obey. If you refuse, your life in this hostel will become hell. You'll regret it every single day." Tears filled my eyes. I shook my head. "Please, I just want to study. I don't want any trouble." She laughed bitterly. "Study? Do you think this hostel is only about study? Don't be so innocent." Then she turned to Sana. "Bring her when she's ready. But don't wait too long." She walked away, leaving the door half open. That night, I cried silently into my pillow. My world felt broken. The hostel, which was supposed to be a place of safety, was now a prison of fear and secrets. The next morning, I asked Sana again, "Why didn't you stop them? Why do you go with them?" She looked at me with hollow eyes. "Because I have no choice, Alina. My family is poor. I can't leave the hostel. If I refuse, the seniors will ruin my life. They will make sure I fail in college. They will torture me until I break." She paused and whispered, "At first I cried every night. But then I got used to it." Her words broke my heart. I hugged her tightly. She cried on my shoulder like a child. Days passed, but the pressure on me grew stronger. Seniors started giving me strange looks. Sometimes they left notes on my desk. Join us tonight, or you'll pay the price. My hand shook every time I read those words. One night, the warden called me to her office. She sat in her chair, staring at me with a fake smile. "Alina," she said calmly, "you are a bright student. But you must learn how things work here. Don't resist. Don't make enemies. Just follow the rules of the hostel." "What rules?" I asked, my voice trembling. She leaned closer and whispered, "The rules of the hidden nights. You can't escape them." I realized then that even the warden was part of it. She wasn't protecting us. She was controlling us. That night, when I returned to my room, Sana whispered, "They will keep coming for you. You can't hide forever. But remember one thing, Alina, never lose yourself. No matter what happens, protect your heart." Her words gave me some courage, but fear still lived inside me. A month later, something happened that changed everything. One of the junior girls, barely 17, tried to end her life. She was found unconscious in the bathroom, her wrists cut. She survived, but her eyes were empty, like she had already died inside. The hostel covered it up. They told everyone she was sick. But the truth spread among us like fire. She had been abused night after night until she couldn't take it anymore. That incident shook me to my core. I couldn't stay silent anymore. I started writing everything in a secret diary, the screams I heard at night, the threats, the cries, the truth about the warden, and the suffering of the girls. Each word I wrote gave me strength. I didn't know what I would do with it, but I knew one day the world had to see the truth. Finally, after 6 months, my father came to visit me. When I saw his face, my eyes filled with tears. I wanted to hug him and never let go. That day, I gave him my diary. "Papa," I whispered, "read this when you are home. Don't ask me now. Just promise me you will take me away from here." His face turned pale as he looked at me. "Alina, what happened?" "Please, Papa, just trust me," I begged. That evening, my father took me out of the hostel. It was the last time I saw that dark building. Later, he read my diary. He was shocked, broken, and angry. He went to the authorities, and slowly, the truth of the hostel came into light. Investigations were made, and the hidden nights that once lived in silence were finally exposed. Today, when I look back, I still feel the pain of those nights. But I also feel proud that I spoke the truth. Hostel life is not always what people imagine. Behind the laughter and freedom, there are dark secrets that destroy innocent lives. My message is simple. Freedom without guidance becomes a prison itself. Parents must know where their daughters live. Authorities must protect, not exploit. And girls must learn to speak up no matter how hard it is. Because silence only keeps the darkness alive.